Steve Tricks FPV, thank you for a $10 super chat. Would you do more Kiss and Fettec content? Perhaps with more visibility, Fettec will work on their ESC and flight controller durability issues. I have a love-hate relationship with Fettec. Yeah, I don't know if you saw my pilot showcase, Phantom FPV. He flies Fettec, and he said, I fly Fettec, and I know Phantom goes hard. And I said, you don't have had problems with their durability? And he's like, well, actually, and he brings up a fistful and drops them on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Fettec ESCs he's blown. Whether I'll do more Kiss and Fettec content is a tough question to answer. I've said before, if you've heard this, stop me if you've heard this, but I decide what content I'm going to make based on two things. Number one, if I am interested in it and I want to share it with you, I'll make content about it. And number two, if people are super interested in it and I'm somewhat interested in it, I'll make content about it, because at the end of the day, you know, I work for you. Doesn't mean I'm a slave to you, but I do, you know, your preferences about what you want to see does affect the content that I make. So I am not super passionate about Kiss and Fettec to the point where I would just be like, I don't care what you think, I'm making content about this, love it or leave it. And I don't think that there is a huge amount of demand or interest for Kiss and Fettec content. Now, the Kiss and Fettec fans out there hear me say that and get angry and insulted. The people who love Kiss and Fettec very much would like me to make content about it, because they tell me, I'm not making this up, they tell me that there is not as much educational content about it as they would prefer. But it's a smaller audience. It's a passionate audience, but a smaller audience, like the Kiss Ultra. Kiss. I think that Kiss Ultra could sell a lot more flight controllers than it does if they made more of them, but they don't want to. And so it's this kind of boutique niche product. But a consequence of that, and what Alex has said is, and I've been trying to avoid naming anybody because I don't want people to think I'm misquoting them. But the gist of it was, I want to have a small product where I can interact directly and support my customers. I'm not interested in selling 1 million units or however many to a whole bunch of people and having the inability to connect with my customers and support them. Okay, I respect that. But now there are only how many? 1,000? Tens of thousands, probably, I would guess. There are only how many customers or users. And so, you know, for all the passion that they have, when I sit down to make a video and then I look at the analytics and there's not as much interest. So like the one Kiss video I made was where I named the video Ready to Leave Kiss, Ready to Leave Betaflight and Switch to Kiss. And it was about me converting one of my quads. It was a little clickbaity. I will own that, because it implied that I was switching to Kiss from Betaflight. And when I guess I probably knew that was implied, and I probably did it anyway, so I'll own that. But it got a lot of views. But what got a lot of views was the idea that I would do something so radical as switch to Kiss. I don't think the inherent interest in Kiss itself. And when I made other content about Fettec or Kiss, just like a basic tutorial, it just doesn't get as many views. And it's not, so I think the combination of a smaller audience and the fact that I personally am not as committed to it means that I'm not likely to, it's not that I'll like never cover it again, but I'm not in a rush to make a bunch of content about it. I mean, like, here's the thing. if tomorrow I could make a video about a new KISS flight controller, or I could do my very first Pixhawk build, I would do the Pixhawk build. I mean, like, I've wanted to do a Pixhawk build on some vague level, like, because obviously anytime I just decide I'm going to do it, I could freaking do it, because I run this company, so to speak. But I've wanted to do a Pixhawk build for 8 months. I had the idea to do a Pixhawk. It was at Rampage. At Rampage, I saw the Pixhawk airplane, tricopter airplane that Sean Morrison built. I was like, that is so effing cool. I got to do one of these. I'm doing it, I said to myself. And, 8 months later, I haven't. So, I would do that before I would be like, oh, let's do another KISS build. I think it would do better on the channel, too. I don't want you to get the impression that I'm just like, I only make content based on numbers. It's clearly not true. Sometimes I make just little weird videos that anyway.